welcome to our show. My name is Bethany, your host, and today we have Amir Andrews and Deanna Poole. So these two are both in high school, and I will be asking them a few questions. So Amir and Deanna, what are your plans after high school?
I'll start first. I plan to go to college, a 2-year associate's degree to get my dental hygiene, become a dental hygienist.
And Deanna?
After high school, I plan on going to college for 4 years at least, and then getting a career afterwards.
Okay. So, if you guys know, what college do you plan on attending?
Pennsylvania College, either Harcum, Drexel, Manor College, CCP. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know at all.
That's fair. Okay, so once you get to college, what is your intended major?
The major I aspire to do is communications, and I chose it because it's very broad, and I want to be a news anchor one day.
Very aspiring. So, I think I just asked you that, but who or what influenced you to make that choice? So, Amir, you said the salary, basically. And Deanna?
The salary as well, but it doesn't offer that much, but it's enough to live off of, and it also seems fun.
Nice. Once you finished college, what is your first choice regarding the workforce?
What do you mean by that?
Like, well, you said you want to be a dental hygienist. So, what are you looking to do? Like, private practice or work under someone else?
I think I would do best in private practices because you get a lot of, I think, more benefits than working in like a public office.
Yeah, so you want to be your own boss.
Yes.
Deanna?
For mine, it kind of requires me to work under somebody, so yeah.
Okay, and for my last question for you two, do you feel strongly about your career choice?
Yes, I do. I feel that I can sustain this and something I could do for the rest of my life, and I won't get bored, or I won't like the job will always be steady. I won't have any fluctuation in like the job market.
That's good. Deanna?
I feel pretty confident, but one worry of mine is that it's like, how do I say it? Like, not a lot of people can have the best position, so I just know I have to work very hard. And plus, the career moves around a lot, so I might have to change as years change.
Okay, well, thank you, Amir and Deanna, for answering my questions. Up next, we have Sarah with a report on college life.
Hi, my name is Sarah Dorval, and today we're sitting with a senior from Bloomsburg University, Camilla Jones. How are you today, Camilla?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So, how did you decide that the college you went to is for you?
I decided based on the tuition and the majors that they had.
So, what is the college experience like for you?
It's stressful.
So, what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in mass communications with the concentration of telecommunications, which is like video production, and then my minor is English.
Was this the original major that you chose when you first entered college?
When I first entered college, I entered as undeclared, and I thought I wanted to do criminal justice, so I did that for like a semester, but then I changed it to mass communications.
What made you choose this major, and are you happy with this decision?
I am happy with it, and I chose it because I wasn't happy in my other major. I didn't really like it that much, and then I had to like sit down and think, what is it that I like to do? And then I remember in high school, I was doing a lot of communication type of things, like recording videos for my high school, so I decided to do that for my career.
What were some obstacles that you encountered during college?
Some obstacles has to be everything is due within the same time period sometimes. Like, it's just stressful, so juggling all that is...
So how was finals week for you?
It was too much. I had 6 finals and 2 papers due that same week.
So what is some advice you would tell people about finals week, like something they can prepare for?
Study in advance. Don't just wait till the week before or during finals week to study. Like, make sure you're constantly looking over your notes. Like, after class, just look over your notes. Even if it's for like a half an hour, 15 minutes, it will make a difference.
Okay, so last question. What is some advice you would tell a high school senior before choosing their major?
Make sure it's something that you love to do and that you can picture yourself doing for the rest of your life. Like, don't just pick something because, you know, everybody else is doing it, or you think that that is like a normal thing to do. Like, make sure you do something that you love. So yeah, that's my advice.
Thank you, Camilla.
Thank you, Sarah. So today we are here with Craig Santoro and Deanna Poole. Craig here has already chosen his career, and Deanna is still looking. Okay, so I will first be asking Craig a few questions. So, Craig, what exactly is your job?
So I'm the Director of Educational Programs at WHYY, which is a nonprofit public television and radio station.
Okay. So, what college or university did you attend?
I went to Emory University in Atlanta, and I was a psychology major.
Oh, so what influenced you to choose that major?
Well, so I did not necessarily want a major of any kind. I really loved college, and I wanted to learn everything. And I took classes in all sorts of different subject areas. And psychology was really interesting to me. I had some really great professors. I was really interested in the brain, so most of the psych classes I took were really like brain and biology focused, neuroscience, but they didn't really have the term neuroscience as a major then. And I don't know, it was just something that I really thought it was interesting to learn how humans tick, but I didn't really ever consider becoming a psychologist or psychiatrist or going on to study it further.
So, how did you specifically apply that major to your present day career?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have. I think that, you know, it's good to be able to understand that all humans are complex and that that our brains are both wondrous and imperfect, and I think that that's a good way to approach any conversation you have with anybody, is to know that, you know, they're human just like you. And I think in that sense, psychology, you know, is a helpful framework. But I didn't look at my college experience as career training. That wasn't why I was there. I was there to learn more about the world, and hopefully that would help me in whatever job I had. But I wasn't really thinking about career while I was in college.
I understand that. Okay, so for people like Deanna, what advice do you have for students who are unsure of their major?
Hi, Deanna.
Hi.
I think that college is a little different now than it was 20 years ago when I was there. At least the popular, I think, perception of college is a little different. I think that there's this notion that, well, first of all, college is a lot more expensive than it was, although it wasn't cheap when I was there. Debt is something that is going to saddle most people who are leaving college. So there's this idea that you need to have a lucrative career, that college is an investment, and that you're going to make it up and you're going to make a lot of money. And I think that that's sort of unfortunate because I do think that there's a lot of really cool things to learn in college, and I think that not everyone's going to be an investment banker, and that's okay, or not everyone's going to learn how to write code. So I would encourage you to do two things. One, choose something that you really like to learn about and that will help you learn to think. I think that, you know, you need to be able to critically think and to write and to listen and learn. But the other thing I think you should be doing is doing, right? Whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to be a media producer, that you should be making media. If you want to be a writer, you should be writing. If you want to be an investment banker, then you should be investing, I guess. I don't really know exactly what investment bankers do other than make a ton of money. But, you know, so whatever it is that you're interested in doing, do it. And you know, worst thing that can happen is you find out that you don't like it. But that's the best thing that can happen, because it would be a shame if you ended up pursuing it forever and it turned out that you also didn't like it. So I think do things, make things, and explore the exciting world that you live in. That's my
Thank you.
advice.
Okay, so back to you. You said you majored in psychology.
I did.
So how did you transition from psychology to the field of communications? I'm not sure if you answered that already, but
No, I mean, I didn't. And I am a firm believer in the notion that you can only plan so much for your life, and that this is a big world and there's all kinds of outside forces, and sometimes if those outside forces are pushing you in directions that are positive, it's okay to let them do that. And so when I graduated college, my first job was teaching English in Hungary. I was teaching English as a foreign language, and that enabled me to travel around the world a little bit and explore different people and different cultures in Europe and Africa and Asia. And when I came home, I guess that my only real work experience was that I had been a teacher. And so I kind of sort of got funneled into the education world. And that was okay, because I really liked teaching people.
You seem pretty, I guess, experienced in your department. So if you could go back to your college years, what would you do differently?
So I would have gone to a different college, probably.
Yeah.
I think that I went to Emory in Atlanta, which is, I think, a fine place. I think I did get a good education. I think I had a good time as well, but I think that there is, it was a medium-sized school, probably like 6,000 kids. I think I probably would have done better at a smaller school where I could have had a more personal relationship with my professors. And I don't have like ill feelings towards Emory, but it probably wasn't the best fit for me. And I think it's really this strange thing that, you guys are teenagers and you're expected to kind of know what kind of people you are, but you really don't know yet. You know what kind of teenagers you are. And so this idea that you're going to decide what college you go to based on this sort of self-knowledge is, there's a bit of a farce in there, I think, for most kids. I think that how are you supposed to know what college you want to go to when you've never been to college? So I would not only visit colleges, but if possible, I would talk to alums who went to those colleges, kids who are currently enrolled in them. I think that's probably your best bet to kind of find out what sort of places they are.
Thank you for sharing your experiences, Craig.
My pleasure.
That's all the questions I have for you, but do you have any for Deanna?
Yes, you had mentioned during the break that you were in a class teaching you about colleges. I'm curious, what sort of guidance are they giving you?
They are guiding me to see what fields I like
Yeah.
the most.
And do you know what you like?
I like the communication field, but I also like things like party planning.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is I don't like math at all.
You don't like math at all?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're worried that the math and party planning will be too much?
Mm-hmm.
What-
Or math and anything.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess, if it's applied to, I wouldn't let that hold you back. I think if it's applied to something that you love, whether it's like how much money to spend on floral arrangements or how much space you have in an editing timeline, I think that those are things that you'll get past. I wouldn't worry about that. So do you feel that you've been given good advice? Do you feel equipped to choose a school?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Are you nervous about your future?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, I hope that, I don't think you should be. I'm sure you're going to do great. But it's probably good to be a little nervous, right? Because if you weren't nervous, then you end up like, I don't know, bumming around Europe and being like the director of education at a nonprofit. You could do much better than that. So I guess, do you have any questions for me?
Do you have any regrets besides what you told us?
I'm 40. I have tons of regrets. No, I think that there are, I actually reflect a lot on my time choosing a college. Not because I have deep regrets, but because it seems to be one of those moments where you are set to make a big decision, but you're least equipped to make it. And which is really the case with almost any big decision. You can study, you can, look at all different kinds of factors, but ultimately, until you've lived the results of your decision, you're not going to know whether it was a good one or a bad one. So, but I think that college selection is a particularly difficult one for kids and for anybody. And you'll have like these inflection points like all the time, like what jobs to take, where to live, who to marry, that are going to really affect the trajectory of your life, whether to have children. And I think that all of them are these kinds of things that you're never going to know if it was the right choice until you've walked around with it for a while. So, I think sometimes just resigning yourself to knowing that it might not be the perfect choice, but it's still a pretty good one, is okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Deanna, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I would like to thank Amir, Sarah, Camilla, Deanna, and Craig. Thank you guys for watching.